we're not going to make knee-jerk reactions on people like that, as you've seen. I mean, I don't like judging people after one series or one game. Every one of the guys who got the opportunity here truly deserved the opportunity. They've earned it. In this format of the game, you're going to have some good games and some bad games. I think, Shreyas, in the early part on a couple of tricky wickets, showed a lot of intent and played really positively for us. Rituraj showed in one particular innings that, what's the quality and skill he's got. And in 2020, you can have the odd games when it goes up and down a little bit, your form and your performance. So, obviously, we're not very disappointed with anyone. I thought as a group, we wanted to play a certain brand of cricket, and we were looking to play a slightly more positive and attacking brand of cricket right from the beginning. And we knew when you try and do that at times, it's not always going to come off, but we're certainly clear about that. I think so. Obviously, certainly you want to start as you come closer and closer to events. Then, you want to be able to firm up your sort of final squad, or if not, obviously you want to have some contingencies. The kind of world that we live in today. You obviously want to have. Obviously we can take only 15 to the World Cup, but at least, your top sort of 18, 20 players, you want to ensure that you've got that kind of brought down pat and you're sort of clear on that and what is the kind of squad you're looking to take to the World Cup. Of course, there might be the odd changes due to injury or, a few other things that are beyond your control. But certainly we are going to start looking to firm up that squad as quickly as possible. Whether that will happen in the next series or in the series after that is hard to tell, but certainly we are looking to do that as quickly as possible. To bring a team down from 0-2 down in the series to level it to all with a chance to win a series in this game in Bangalore is good. Look, captaincy is not only about the wins and losses, and you can't do that. And I think he's a young captain. He's learning all the time. He's growing as a leader. He's getting more and more opportunities. So it's again too early to judge him, or it's not something that you want to do after one series or after a few games, but it's nice to see that he's got some opportunities to show that, and he gets an understanding of what it's like to lead and to be able to bat and lead, and keep as well. So it's a lot of load on him as well. So it's a question of him also learning from that and gaining from that experience. But yeah, credit to him. I think he was able to work with the team and ensure that we were able to go from 0-2 down to 2-all in the series, which was really good. And yeah. Yeah, I think it's obviously he was picked for a very specific skill. He was picked for what he was doing exceptionally well over the last 2 or 3 years, and yeah, it's nice when that's kind of indicated, in the sense that it almost came together brilliantly for us in that game at Rajkot, wherein we needed that big performance in the last 5 overs to be able to make a par score, and he and Hardik, batted beautifully for us. Both of them are our sort of enforcers at the end, guys who can capitalize on those last 5-6 overs as well as anyone in the world. Probably one of the best 2 guys in the world in those last 5-6 overs. And yeah, it was really nice to see Karthik come off and do what he's really been picked to do. So that was good. It certainly opens up a lot more options for us going forward. It's certainly knocks like that, innings like that certainly make you start. Like I was telling the guys down, you have to telling the guys that you have to start banging the door down, right? It's not about knocking the door. You have to start banging the door down, and innings like that, certainly mean that he's knocking very hard. Look, again, I know I just don't want to be when you're in the middle overs and you're asking people to play a slightly more attacking brand of cricket and slightly looking to take the game on a little bit more. Sometimes it's very hard to judge it based on 2 or 3 games. Obviously, I thought he had a pretty good IPL in terms of, when we looked at it, it might not have looked good on the averages, but I thought his strike rate was really good in the IPL, and he looked to move that up a little bit, and which was probably 3 years ago he was on those numbers. So we are trying to hope that we can get those kind of numbers from him as well at the international level, and in that process, we might go wrong in a few games, but of course he remains an integral part of our batting lineup. We know what he does. He's the power he has. The fact that he's a left-hander is very important to us as well in that middle overs. And he's played some good knocks. Of course, personally, he would have liked to have scored a few more runs, but he's not that concerning. And for us, it's certainly a very big part of our plans, going ahead. So to answer your first question, a lot of the boys have played in Australia before, so we'll certainly be having conversations with them as to what the kind of tactics and strategies and what's worked for them in the past. So there's some experienced guys in our group. So certainly there'll be some conversations when we get closer to that in Australia. Probably giving ourselves a little bit of time to prepare there as well. In Australia, we'll probably be at the World Cup maybe a couple of weeks before the World Cup. So give us some time to probably prepare and get used to those kind of conditions. And yeah, in terms of obviously our data and analysis, we'll look at all the games that have been played in Australia over the last few years, whether it's obviously their international games, but also their Big Bash and all the scores. And yeah, we'll do all that research, and the background work happens behind the scenes. There's a lot of stuff that happens in terms of analysis, but of course, yeah, we don't have a series against them, and we can't change that. So I guess we have to make do with the 2 weeks that we have in the lead up to the series, and hopefully we'll make the best use of those 2 weeks into the lead up to the World Cup. Sorry. Yeah, in terms of the Test match, yeah, I think it's going to be exciting. Obviously, for us, it's just a one-off Test match, but it's it's World Test Championship points. It's a series on the line for the guys who played a part in it, and they're very keen to try and win that series and do well. So looking forward to that. It's always lovely to play a Test match in England. The crowds are going to be fantastic. It's you expect really good crowds in England when you play Test cricket there. And England's playing really well at the moment. I mean, they're playing some really good cricket, so it's probably a bit different to when we were there last year, when England was probably a little bit on the back foot, but they have played some couple of good games, and we've got a pretty good side as well. We've got a good squad as well. So yeah, hopefully it'll be a good match. I mean, I love love watching Test cricket, love playing it, love coaching it. So it's looking forward to it.